Every creative dread this moment. You put your whole energy into a work and then you deliver to your client only for them to criticize it. Ouch. It hurts, right? But here's the catch. Criticism doesn't have to crush you. In fact, it could be the only thing that could make you better at your craft. So today, we'll be diving in at what to do when a client criticizes a job or your work as a photographer or cinematographer. So a few days back, a client came to my studio to take a picture. And after taking the pictures, everything was looking all cool. Lighting setup was on point. The positioning was on point. My composition, the framing, everything was on point. And that was enough motivation to give my absolute best to these pictures. So I burned my midnight candles. I was editing, putting everything I know into practice. In fact, that job was one of the things that taught me more about photo editing. And I did so much. I did the manipulation, did so much in this particular picture. And I sent it to this client only for her to return with the shocker. I don't like these pictures. They are this, they are that. The editing is too much. I mean, why is this? Oh God. I received a lot of backlash from this client. But hey, that didn't stop me. And that was because the first thing I did was I learned to listen. I listened to her. See, my guy, I know you have lots and lots of followers on Instagram. In fact, you have hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram. In fact, I believe you've done jobs for celebrities. And this particular one is trying to get on your nerves by telling you that you didn't do well with the editing. Listen. All I want you to do is just listen. That's the first thing to do. Sometimes listening doesn't show that you're dumb. Listening always shows professionalism. It shows that you care about them. Act is not subjective. Sometimes how someone sees a particular picture might not be how you're seeing that particular picture. And that is why when it comes to this, your opinion doesn't really matter because they are your clients. And you have to do what they want, not what you think they want. So learn to listen, even if you're on your right, even if what they're saying doesn't make sense, just listen to them. That's the first thing. Sometimes clients, especially the female folks, the female gender, they just want to be listened to. They just want to talk. They just want to express themselves. And at that point, all you need to do is what? Is to listen to them and know what they are talking about. So the first rule is this. I don't get defensive. I know you want to show how professional you are. I know you want to talk that client. You don't want anyone to talk you down, but just listen. The second thing you need to do is this: clarify and ask questions. Do not assume that you know what a client wants. Sometimes asking questions is not just to clarify things. It also shows that you care about their vision. So ask the question. Ask them if they could point out what is going wrong with the video that you captured or with the pictures that you have captured. Ask them, let them point out, is the editing too much? What is going on? I mean, do you think that the highlights are too much? Do you think the shadows are too much? Just let them express themselves. But then you're going to help them by asking the right questions. You're not asking questions to become defensive. You're asking questions because you care a lot about them. You care about what they want at that particular point in time. So ask questions. The number 3 thing I did was this. I separated myself from the work. This is my product and someone is criticizing it. That doesn't necessarily mean they're criticizing me. I don't have a problem. No, I don't have a problem. The problem that is obviously on ground is the job that I deliver to these clients. So it is not a me problem. It is the work problem. So I try to separate myself so that I don't get emotional about it. Because the moment I get emotional about it, there'll be problem. I think that I will not think that the client is criticizing me as a person and not my job. So I detach myself emotionally, I separate myself emotionally, and I want to find out what is really going wrong with what I delivered to you. Now, the number 4 thing I did was this. I tried as much as possible to find the constructive in the criticism. No, there's this popular saying that there is sense in every nonsense. So when the client is busy criticizing my job, I find ways in her speech or in her message to improve myself. I try as much as possible to shut down who I think I am at that moment, just for the moment. That doesn't mean I am less of myself, but for that moment, I want to shut down who I think I am, and I focus on the criticism and find something that makes sense in that criticism and then use it to make myself better. That's what I do. So you look for that part that helps you improve, and when you have done that, it's all for you. You are the one growing, you are the one learning, you are the one upgrading your crafts. So that's where it is very, very good. That's why it is very, very good to often find the constructive inside the criticism. So the number 5 thing I did was I tried offering solutions instead of excuses. I didn't go ahead saying, I did this because of this. I know. What I did was, would you like this, ma? Okay, what can we do to make it better? Would you like me to tone down the edit? Would you like me to reduce the highlights? Is the light so much? Do you want me to brighten up a little? Do you want me to add more color to your skin? Do you like the color and texture of your skin? I bring so many solutions to you so that they feel that I care about them. Well, I mean, not really care about them for per se, but because this is business, you have to show every level of professionalism. Professionalism isn't arrogance. It is dealing with every chaotic situation with grace. It is managing the pressure without breaking out. That's what true professionalism is. So when you hear, I'm a professional, that doesn't mean that I'm arrogant. That doesn't mean I don't take corrections. No. So the next thing you could do is this: learn and improve. Now, if you notice that clients that come to your space to take pictures or videos, they often have this similar complaints all the time. I think it's actually a litmus test for you to go and work on yourself and consider what they are saying. It's actually time for you to reconstruct. It's actually time for you to upgrade. It's actually time for you to change your style of editing. Now, the last one is this: know when to stand your ground. Now, this is a very important thing. Now, some clients, arrogant clients, have the ability of talking down on your crafts and even bringing you into the matter. For example, instead of saying, I don't like your style of editing, I feel like I am too fair, I feel like I am too dark, I feel like the color of my skin changed a little. Instead of them to say something like that, they go ahead now putting it at you that you didn't even learn your craft very, very well, or you're lazy about the editing, or they just keep telling you things that could spike you. At this point, don't break, but stand your ground and tell them why you did what you did. When the complaint or the criticism is about your craft, you can take it lightly. But when it now comes to your personality, that's when you have to stand up your ground and tell them in the most polite way that you are a creative and you know what you're doing. The moment a client sees that their words are getting to you and you're not trying to give them a ground, bro, sis, you have lost it. They will go around spreading it. But if you can be polite, not arrogant, if you can be polite and address the issue with grace and tell them that you know what you're doing, you can even bring past images that you have taken and show them so that they understand that they cannot use this one particular mishap or this one particular misunderstanding to judge you or to judge your entire years of experience. Let me tell you something. Your experience, nobody should jeopardize, nobody should trivialize your journey in photography. It is not an easy one. So let nobody trivialize it. Let nobody talk down on it. The moment they are trying to talk down on it, stand your ground. And the last thing I will say is this: before any client comes into your studio, a new client, maybe not a returning client, always show them your style of editing. It is very, very important. So they know what to expect. Not burning so many hours of editing pictures or editing videos only for them to come up, I don't like the style of editing. Always show them your Instagram page and tell them what to expect so that you don't work for nothing and you don't end up having misunderstanding. It is not good for your business. I hope to see you in my next video. My name is Chinedu Chibueze and I am a photographer. And I'm not just here to teach you photography. I'm also here to teach you about my experiences in this media journey. Stay with me on this channel. Don't go away.